happened last time? Well, heist. G'day, Ian. I see a lovely face now. Turns out he's in England, so everything's that way.
Yeah.
A heist of healthcare. The plan got made for Puck to use his
Alex
stealthy
liked
skills. I'm glad I'm still on Alex's good books of comedy. And the plan went pretty much straightforward, which is mostly unheard of in D&D. But look, everything lined up well. I think everyone played their parts, especially Molotov and Hera, keeping watch outside. But look, there were many things that could have happened in that tavern, in that den of the underbelly. But Ghost and Jalou managed to keep the pendulum pretty much bang in the middle with their wins and losses and charisma checks with the rowdy crowd. I left one of the monsters completely open to everyone to see, so Puck saw the chandelier as a creature and decided to sneak past it. Went perfectly to plan. Had a look around the areas, found some information, and overheard Snap and his two colleagues talking about what they wanted to do, this kind of side project of these automatons. But waiting the night.
The colleagues are called Crackle and Pop. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Johnny was the first to. Which would have been fun to fight, but we can always bring them back at another time. And also, I had a great time on that session as well. I think seeing Puck do all those things was so cool to be like, this is what a rogue is meant to do. Dear God, do not get on the wrong side of that man.
You roll over
Waited
30
the night out
3 times or something.
Dismantled the chandelier, got Halfgar out, and got all the way back to the Stone Brew Tavern. Once we were back there, the invisibilities wore off, and Halfgar and Ghost had a very nice reuniting moment. Discussed times of past, discussed how far Ghost has come since that day that he left the city. And I think it was kind of what Ghost needed, as a bit of comfort from an old friend propelling him forward. They didn't dwell on the past, they looked to the future. It was decided that Halfgar would join Balin, being transported by House Galander. And in thanks for the service, Halfgar bestowed upon Ghost a hammer he had been working on called Valence. Of violence. Sorry. Which is a hammer that can attach vials to the bottom, different effects. You could have alchemist's fire, poison, holy water, so on and so forth, that have a bunch of range of different effects. I think we ended with a scrying attempt from Hera on the lead professor, who was displaying this crown in a day or two. And she seemed to be at her desk looking at this crown in a cube. It seemed like a cube that was holding it in, or for safe storage. And she just kept staring at it, and said something along the lines of, "Soon we can show them what we can do." And that's when the scry ended. So, as everyone heads to bed and can have a long rest, I don't think anything else was happening that night. Unless anyone wants to do anything, we wake the next morning, and I want to know what this morning looks like, because I think everyone kind of has a bit of a time period now, because what do we have? We have Snap going to notice someone missing. We have information that could spread through the city. Halfgar and Balin are still in the Stone Brew Tavern. And also, this crown is going to be shown by tomorrow in Sharn.
I think we were where we left off. We were recharging a sending stone using the dragon shard, and we were foregoing the long rest in order to get away early.
You're right.
This
You're
morning.
right. That's right. So it is. You're recharging the sending stone. Halfgar was helping you with that, and so it gets later in the night, and yeah, Jalug, where the idea is to forego the long rest and go straight to that teleportation circle. Um, and yeah, so I would say after an hour or two, you finish that sending stone thing. In the machine, it's kind of this weird contraption. Halfgar's helped you with it, and the stone is in there emitting a sending energy. So over to you guys.
Just quickly, mechanically, I spent a bunch of money gambling and all of that. Plus, did we need money for getting these guys out with Galanda? Like,
You will do, but you haven't finished that transaction yet. The gambling, I'll say you won some, you lost some. Don't worry about that. That's kind of
Pull off like 30 gold because I bought the whole bar around drinks.
that's right. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and I was going to do that. Yeah, cool.
But then
I'll
we played well after you left. Let them feel like they were on the up and up at the end. Intentionally lost a few hands.
cool. All right, I'll take 30.
Since it's sort of known that we're not going to be resting, like I assume people are going to get down and relax a little bit. But knowing we don't have enough time for a full sleep, I'm going to spend just until we leave starting to copy Fireball into my spellbook.
nice. Good choice.
Sometimes.
I have a question, Reese.
Yep.
Since like we had that day of like kind of not really doing anything, and we never really got to what I wanted to get up to. Obviously, I wanted to do a whole bunch of stuff, but that was when I thought we had days, and obviously now we don't. But there is one thing that specifically takes 8 hours that I was wondering if I could have either started that day and complete now or something like that. It's that ingot. It's got the secondary effect that you can apply to a piece of armor or a shield. That takes 8 hours. So I was wondering.
So I'm
would
going
I
to
be able
say
to do that?
the day that you, I'm going to say that the day that you left Snap's place to go and warn Barlin, get him, all that stuff, Molokov could have gone off and gone to one of the smiths and rented out some tools and spent the day there and kind of really focused in on that. So I think, you can do that 8 hours thing. And that can be finished, basically.
Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Can't re-prepare spells because we're not actually taking a long rest, so I think that's all we can do.
No.
Short rest, though.
Short
rest, yep. I'll allow a short rest.
In the time while all that sort of charging up is happening, I'll go and sort the bill with upstairs.
Yeah. So for two people,
I'll bump you on your way through. Hey, we're gonna have to get out of here quickly, which means they should probably not be here any longer than we are. Pretty sure Snap knows we're staying here.
Probably. They should be safe here, but I will ask them to move them out as fast as they can.
I'd offer to pay, but I'm a man of my services once again.
Yeah. I'll see what the damage is and see if I need any help. But thank you. He's a good mentor.
He's an even better man.
Must be where you get it. I'll pat him on the back and start heading out of the door.
Yeah. Sending stuff. Yeah. Ship that rune just there.
I'm going to say Puck saying something really nice to another party member is not something that always happens. Jude, you can have a point of inspiration for that.
He's not mean.
No, he's not. But I just felt like
No,
that kind
yeah.
of that you don't hear that from Puck. You know, he's normally the cold, pull the mask down, which we love, of course. No, that was nice. You go upstairs, and the barkeep gives you a bit of a wave, finishes serving a customer. It's pretty dead in here now. It's getting really late. And he says, so these, I think you did explain that there would be two,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
These two patrons. What's the story with that?
Well, we're skipping town first thing, and it probably would be good for them if they were out pretty much the same time. Snap up in the Echo Caverns is not going to be a happy man in the morning.
You see, he kind of is curious, but knows not to ask questions.
What do I owe you?
Well, as part of the house, we can obviously get them out as fast as possible, and you're still okay with being none the wiser of what happens, as long as they are safe.
I think that's probably safest. We can contact them in other ways.
Of course. We would call it 100 gold per person. 200 total.
I'll just hand that over. I've got that.
Takes it and goes, now, correct me if I'm wrong, I know where Barlin is staying, but this new patron, or which room have you put him up in?
Well, he's currently in the room with us, helping us just sort of work out what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just in whatever room number. Or however they do it.
Make sure he's comfortable. Leave him in, he'll say like the first out of the 3 rooms, like 3A or something.
Yeah.
And well, when his breakfast is delivered in the morning, there will be none to trace.
Thank you. It's a big help and a big weight off our shoulders.
No, of course. I've got to finish cleaning up here, so if I don't see you leave, till next time.
Thank you. And if there's a way that I can repay the favor, let me know. And I'll hand him the money and just head off back down to the rooms.
Nice.
So I think there's one final matter that we haven't talked about yet. What are we telling the king? Other than the sending stone, just to let him know that we're on our way out. We're in a unique position where we can maybe fill him in on the underhanded stuff going on beneath him.
You were very muted.
He's in pretty deep with Josu. I don't know if saying much negative against him is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. I think we keep our cover in the sense that we are just passing through. The less he
Maybe
knows.
You can shout it at him as you walk through the teleportation
I
circle
was
if you want.
I was just going to say that maybe
Josu's a dick.
maybe as we step through, we just toss him the letter or something like that.
Leave it a little note.
Well, I don't like it, but without help, they can't complete what they're trying to do. Neither of them. Snap or Bucket and Josu. Either way, we've stalled their progress. You're right, we could walk out of here without cover. They'll connect the dots eventually, I'm sure, but the king doesn't immediately take any actions against Josu. That might buy us a few days. Guess we can always come back. Or send a message.
Yeah, and I suppose we'll see where things land with Josu, because at the pointy end of where this all seems to be heading, perhaps that problem is dealt with from a higher level.
He's hoping. That should be the other thing we should be prepared for, though. Could bump into him.
I hope not for his sake. I haven't had a chance to really put this through its paces, and I'll be twirling or like thumbing the hilt of the flame blade.
Oh. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, none of you happen to have a basic poison sitting in the bottom of a haversack of holding somewhere? Everyone checks inventories.
Just everyone opens their backpack and is like,
As a potion of poison resistance.
Huh. That could be interesting, but that's an experiment for another time.
I'll say to you as a player, Michael, this hammer is definitely a chance for you to experiment with. There are the four properties there, but we can definitely experiment. Probably not in this time period tonight, though.
I
You
could
imagine
probably
slapping a health potion on that and being like 1d4 damage, but you get it back. Stabilize.
I have two of these, and I definitely want to see you try one of them. And I'll hand over one of. It's a vial of liquid silence, essentially. It's the silent stuff that the librarians had.
That's cool. I was going to say I could probably go and ask. They'll have some kind of rat poison or something here.
I do have a vial of Peloton blood.
Reese is just suddenly like, "Oh my god, there's so many things."
Which has been sitting there for like a week. Is like coagulated and.
Give it a shake.
Oh, I just had an idea.
It just gives you AIDS.
I have a potion
Nothing
of
happens.
resistance. I have a potion of
Go to the
resistance
doctor,
removal.
you have cancer.
What was that, Jeff?
I've got a potion of resistance removal.
Oh,
That's interesting.
That could be really, really, really cool.
Mm.
and then you hear the
removal.
you hear the voiceover be like, "This is the moment Reese realized he fucked up by giving them items in the past."
Months ago. I definitely have that classic problem of like I have like a dozen different potions here. Like, I'll use this at some point, and I'm like, no, it hasn't really come up. Like, with his grapple hook, and jumping ability, what does Puck need 2 potions of climbing for?
Yeah.
The same reason you would
Just-
need 1 potion climbing.
Just remember, the hammer hit takes up a vial, so it takes up. If these guys have got 1 potion here, that's going to be that hit kind of thing. Only if it lands, though, kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to waste it.
It's like 1 potion, 1 hit use.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty expensive then.
Yeah. Hence why the normal stuff is like a couple of bottles of poison. You could switch them out, hit with the poison, and then continue your attacks, kind of thing. Like the idea wasn't to make you the frontline fighter. It's kind of
No.
you need it, you can switch it out and hit something with holy water because it's undead or something.
We can go in a bit more detail on that later because it's the action economy in that sense is very expensive. But we'll fucking get to that when we get to that.
You can still use it as a hammer if it's got no vial in it.
Yeah, still just a 1d4. Is it considered magical?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, because an action to put on, bonus action to remove. All right. Either way, it's going to be interesting. Oh,
I'll say bonus action. You could swap vials.
just out.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. Cool.
Not to drag all this out too long, but I need to go and get my dinosaur.
Sorry.
My
Yeah.
ring.
Where did you leave it? Oh, the stables.
It's just in the stables here.
Using stables. You know,
I'm happy to
we
just
get-
hand wave a little bit, but I'm going to use one of the slots of speak with animals and explain what the hell is about to happen,
Yeah,
and then zap it into the ring.
I mean, look, when you've gone up and talked to the barkeep, you could have gone off and done that at the same time while these guys are doing this whole message scenario kind of thing. But yeah, you speak to oh god, what's his name?
Swift scale.
Swift Scale.
Go on, DM.
Probably for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And you're just like, I had not thought of Swift Scale's voice. But just be like, oh, you know what? I've got the perfect one. He'd be like, oh, that sounds awesome, bro. I'm going to get in that room.
You can be like one of those massive Maori guys who's like has like really nice high pitched voice.
Yeah.
Oh, how you going, bro?
I can imagine you just like walk up to the stables as well, like walk up to the guy, like I am just here to pick up my. You walk in, and then you walk out with nothing, and you just
Yeah.
walk up,
And then he goes and has a look, and he's like,
and- wait, what the fuck is gone?
Like, you heard of
Surely,
a dinosaur before?
surely this is the dinosaur's Swift Scale's opportunity to like say, and I really don't actually like oats. Could you give me some, or I'm lactose intolerant, dude. Have you not picked this up or whatever?
This hand claw's been giving me issues for like a month now.
Sounds like a great adventure. Let's go.
Oh, I love him.
all right.
And,
I'll go back down.
Yeah, like much like I'm thinking exactly like a Pokeball. Like you point the ring towards it, and that line comes out, encapsulates Swift Scale, and then it goes into the ring. But in this time, everyone else is back in the tavern with the sending device that is now finished. And I think Ghost was kind of trying to work out what to say to the king.
All right. We send the message, and then we have an hour to get there. I think ideally we walk in 5 minutes beforehand, so we don't have to hang around too long. That's us.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Seems like a good man. I hope things work out here. And if they don't, I might just have to come back with a vengeance once we're done with this whole shun business.
You're saying that healthcare?
Nah, to the room.
All right, okay.
I
Did
quite
we
like
ask-
Corona Peak. I'd be happy to come back and help you clean it up.
Yeah, we did miss seeing a fight at the Stone Throne. I mean, got to get involved in the community somehow, right?
Definitely something to come back to.
Do we know where exactly we are teleporting to in Shan?
That'd be closer to your expertise. Where's the
I
I
didn't
suppose,
really see
leading
this.
host of Sean?
Still supposed to be lucky enough to be in the school.
It's possible.
Shan is a big city. It's a lot
I
of.
think we'll get taken to wherever the person who's sending us there can send us. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of choice, but I imagine it'll be somewhere pretty central.
Yes, but I'm saying I don't know where that's going to be.
Give me a history check, Kara. You can go with advantage with Molokov as well.
$22.
You say that like that's a bad roll.
No, it was more of a questioning of my math, but I had it's 22. Yes.
Yeah, so again, you know that there will be multiple teleportation circles within nobles and houses and everything in Shan. Probably countless. It's a big city. It's a metropolis. But that's also kind of what I guess has prompted that question in your head, is that if you could get sent somewhere and it could take you a day to find out where you are, where the university is, how to transport there, accommodation, all that stuff. What you do know, though, is that the university has a teleportation circle. The main central building of the Mulgrave University is called the Biblioplex. It's kind of almost a grand library, where all the deans meet, all the students on their first year have their big grand ceremony there, kind of thing. Like, it's kind of like the central bit of the university, and the university is one of the top levels of Shan. And you know that traveling between levels is actually the hardest bit of Shan, because basically it's a class divide. Every level is kind of like you've got to have a pass or a guard to get between them. So, yeah, if you could get that circle in the Biblioplex, you would be in the university, and that is where the thing is being displayed.
I suppose we could ask when we send the message. Tell them to start getting it ready. Say this is the destination that we want.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. Suppose either you or I should send the message.
I am actually in the middle of something. Sorry.
I would put on top of that, Harry, I would just put on top of that every college, so your college, the Lawhold College, all that stuff, would have their own, but that's probably not shared information between cities.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like if you knew the runes yourself, you could probably have worked with a wizard and do it, but that's probably a bit harder. That's like a dorm room address rather than a university address.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, cool. All right. Turn to Helka now. Directed at him. Things are about to move pretty quickly.
You see a little bit of anxiety come over him. He's kind of takes a breath and, all right, the job is not over yet, I suppose. It'll be nice to relax with a good ale soon.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking you somewhere safe. Part of the House Galander. I imagine they'll be quite accommodating.
I do hope so.
Guess this is about it.
As you pause, and he sees you pause, he will come and just give you an abrasive bear hug and goes, "It's never easy to say goodbye, so let's not. I'll see you soon." And gives you a big pat on the back and kind of doesn't let you try and say goodbye. Steps back, grabs his bag, and kind of like looks over to Putka what room he should be in, and he makes the exit.
Till next time. Right. Send a message. What time is it?
We're talking late now.
Well, wee early hours of the morning.
Yeah, I'd say around midnight, 1 a.m.
Oh shit! We haven't even. Were we gonna wait for like?
Is the king
We going now?
is the king the person to send it to, or is it Bucket?
Definitely not Bucket.
Okay.
The king said that we would just have to contact him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
and
think we
his
send it
majesty
now,
get on
though.
it.
I think we send it like at dawn.
In the morning.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at dawn,
sure,
and go like,
sure.
hey, we're ready to use the thing, and we want to go to Shan.
Let's fast forward then. Like, events happen during the night, and now we are at like, let's call it like 5 a.m. kind of thing. Like it's still early.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone gets their 4 hours of fluffing around and doing some things.
Yep.
Cool. And where are we going? We're going to the Bibliotechnic? What?
We call it the blade. For short.
The bleep?
The library.
Reese,
It's
noting that down. Now canon.
Yeah. No, I just typed it in Messenger.
Bibliplex. Right. In the High College of Shan.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
I believe they should know it. It's pretty continental.
Very good. All right. Everyone got their bits and rations? Timer starts. I don't want to watch. Now. King Savalum. Ghost. We spoke earlier. We're ready for our exit out. Have the mages prepare to send us to the Biblioplex in the High College of Shan. We'll see you in an hour. Thanks.
Right.
You
What? He said to be casual.
you twist and turn the mechanics of this device you've put together to extend the range on your message spell, and you see
No,
it
this is
kind
the
of
sending stone.
sending stone. Sorry, and you kind of see it light up and send a message out, and little bells and whistles on this machine turn green and tick, 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 indicating that it has been received. Now, the king of Krona Peak is not a morning jogger or a morning get up and go kind of person. And so you hear back a very grumbled, "Oh, and I was having such a nice dream about Ghost. Well, it's nice to hear from you, I suppose. How do you call this?" And he'll go, I will let the mage know. We should be ready. Head on through and show your not pass, like your note. And the guards will. I don't even know who's on at the cell, and it cuts off there.
Wonderful. All right. Looks like we're good to go. Shit, I should have told him to expect 5. It's all right.
No, we did warn him there is more of us.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, our letter accounts for us. One-way passage.
And to be fair, we might get there and we might not even see the gate. We might just show the guards our pass and we'll get led to the room and sent away.
That would be most ideal.
Okay, so you grab all your things as you plan to exit the Stonebrew Tavern. Is there anything else you'd like to do just before you head straight for Hammerhelm?
Become exhausted.
Yes, as the sun starts to creep through the peaks, that level of exhaustion will come across all of you.
I'll put my armor back on.
And we're still doing old exhaustion.
Sure.
So disadvantage on abilities, I think is level 1.
Believe so.
Yes. It's not even. Oh, Legacy. There it is. Nope, that's not Legacy.
I think it's in the top right of your character sheet. On
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, but it's showing the 2024 version.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Blue
you
one. It's-
you scroll down and it says legacy definition, but then it doesn't actually.
And then gives the new version.
Yeah. Hold on.
All good. Can one of you find that?
Old
Oh
school.
yes, old school from the book.
Hey. I'll let you know.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure you're right though.
Sweet. But yeah, you gather all your things and head out, and the Stonebrew Tavern has not got anyone in it at this early hour of the morning. There is maybe an apprentice or something tidying up, setting up for breakfast. You can hear that the chefs are like arriving to start cutting up some food and so on and so forth, but they don't pay any attention to people leaving this early either. You start moving through the streets, and again, it is not an early morning town. Can still feel some of the heat coming off all the stone buildings and stuff from the previous day, but it's got that cool mountain air morning feel to it. Before long, you pass the Golden Hall Plaza. You see that the priests are setting up for the morning rituals to worship the god of trade, and the market stalls are starting to not even get set up, but like people are arriving with the stuff to set up. Round the corner, and the large halls of Hammerhelm stand in front of you. For those of you who haven't been here yet, the columns are intricately designed. It is definitely a wonder of architecture and stone masonry. You see the shield guard, the city guard of these dwarves with big golden shields in front of them and double-sided axes held behind. As you walk up, you see the two at the pillar kind of give you a curious look as they watch you approaching. One steps forward. Excuse me, what's your business here in Hammerhelm this early in the morning?
Apologies for the early hour, but we have a transport request. The majors are expecting us.
Looks at it, kind of calls his friend over, looks at it as well, and where are you headed?
Off to Shan.
Oh, big city of towers, I hear.
So do I. Never been.
Oh, first time for everything, I suppose. I personally would build a city on solid ground like we have, not on top of each other. And oh, I see that whole thing falling down sometime. Well, enjoy yourself and try not to make too much fuss. The nobles are still sleeping. Hands pack piece of paper bag.
Quiet as a mouse. You have my word.
Goes back to their posts, and just as you go through, and there's a couple more guards that give a look and are really unsure about this odd party of people walking through. But you eventually go down those stairs, the marble stairs with the walls and intricate designs. You see all the offices, closed doors. You see Lord Bucket's room that you entered, closed door. And before long, you enter that grand chamber with stairs leading up to the table and the teleportation circle sitting behind it. There are two figures at the top of the stairs. One is clearly a dwarven mage, a dwarven wizard of sorts. Very quickly has thrown on something almost ritualistically. Is running around, is finishing lighting the last lamps and candles, and is drawing something on the ground.
So
The
it's
other
a
figure-
nightgown with his overcoat on top.
Well, the other figure is the king, the Lord of Krona Peak, and he is in a dressing gown. It is very like thick and furry, and it got gems on it and stuff like that. But he has definitely thrown this on and come out, and he's still wiping his eye, and just kind of looks down and Good morning, Ghost, Hera, and I suppose the rest of your party. Welcome to Hammer Helm. I'm so sorry your visit is so short.
We will be sure to return at some point. Unfortunately, pressing matters and business take us elsewhere.
I do hope so. I feel like we will have something quite exciting to show you when we get back, if we can get over the hurdles that seem to be in our way. You can see he's kind of a little bit frustrated with delays of some sort. How rude of me. This is Tim, my mage. And you just see the dwarf look up, and sleep still crusted on his eye. You can still, from even 30 feet away, smell the nice whiskey he was enjoying last night, with maybe a little bit of grass on the side as well. And he just looks up at you and goes, "Heading to Sham so early? Must be such a high life, the adventurer's life."
It's something. Again, apologies for such the early hour. I would not have expected the leading king himself to greet us at this hour of the morning, but I appreciate it.
No, you must be someone special indeed. And he takes a beat and then just continues setting up the ritual. We're about a couple of minutes away, if you don't mind. And he finishes off the thing. The king kind of looks over you and goes, "So, what is your business in Shan? I hear you're headed to the university."
I look to Hera.
Well, actually, me and my friend here are both students of the university. So you see, it's been a mission of us for some time to get back there. I have a professor to report to, and so on for why we first left the university in the first place. So it's more of a stopover, but it is sort of on a time constraint. Hence why we need to get there so imperatively.
Well, I heard it is fantastic. They're students, you say. Well, I hope that you've pursued all the knowledge you can. And he kind of looks at you, and his eyes go over to Molokov. Is your arm hidden?
Enough to hide the mark. Probably not enough to hide the fact that it's mechanical.
You see, he kind of stops and goes, "Well, I won't keep you too long, but I do hope you return. I'm sure we can share many stories. Tell you, one of my council members would be very interested in meeting you." As he says that, Tim, the wizard, he goes, well, we are about ready.
The enchanter.
Yeah. Everyone and anyone that is coming through, please stand in the center of the circle. You see the king kind of steps back and goes, "Well, not for me. I've got my breakfast coming soon."
All right.
I'm gonna look at Ghost as we get ready to step through, and you're like, "Gonna say something?"
I think a meeting with Bucket will have to wait till the next time we're in town. I assume that's the man you're speaking of.
Yes. He is my head of a certain project.
As you were explaining to us, yes. As walk up towards circle. You should a word of advice from a friendly stranger who you barely know and really has no place giving you advice. Be cautious with progress. Not all things are always as they seem.
Takes a moment, and you see that he's heard you, and gives a slight nod, and you can see him kind of like conflicting ideas in his head about maybe. Give me an insight check.
Not terrible. 15.
15. Yeah, you can see that he doesn't know what you're talking about directly, but there's internal thoughts of his that he's doubted if he's doing the right thing. And you kind of get that glance of him as everyone else kind of stands in the circle with you, and it's quite spacious. It's not like you're cramming together. And Tim will look over to, I guess, Ghost, because he's been the one talking. And he will... Look, it was late last night, all right? And I forgot that I hadn't given him a name. And he looks at you, Ghost, and goes, well, I don't know how many of you have traveled via teleportation before, but it is not for the faint-hearted. Please keep your arms and legs inside the circle at all times. We're destination, the Biblioplex in Shan Morgrave University. If you see, you've got lights down the middle. Please always focus on the destination, not the departure. Keep your head about you. So he's said this like so many times to nobles that clearly don't care. Right. Well, I've made the destination. Yes, the Biblioplex in Shan. Upon arrival, please show your pass that has allowed you to use the Corona Peak teleportation circle. And on arrival, you should be met with by a Quandrix professor of theory, or more likely, one of their apprentices. Show your seal, and all will be in order. What happens thereforth, I cannot help you with. And he steps back and does a clap.
Wait, is this going to hurt?
And you feel your stomach drop from under you. And everyone kind of just suddenly just feels himself stretch and squash at the same time. Has anyone, I don't think anyone's teleported before. This is a weird sensation. It feels like you're stretching and squashing at the same time. Your vision kind of blurs a little bit, and you see the marble halls of Corona Peak, but you also see shelves of books as well. And it seems like they're both far away and close to you at the same time. Think, interstellar black hole kind of, everything stretches. But what I need is Hera to make a wisdom check for me, please.
Would love to know what these are all about.
Is that at disadvantage because I'm exhausted?
Yes, it would be.
Wisdom check or save?
A check, please.
Five.
As you kind of like almost understanding the arcane energy around you, you can see the warpness of the teleportation circle. You can almost see the tunnel that it creates. You hear in your head a voice, but it's not the Emperor's voice. It's Tim's voice. And it sounds panicked. I don't know. What is it? Interference. Star, let's go. And you feel everyone give this weird energy as you all freeze in the middle of the teleportation. and you see in the center a mechanical spider-like creature emerge from a circle that clearly behind it is a university library. Everyone needs to roll initiative.
Random
Couldn't
combat.
just be easy.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Definitely not, Toto.
Is
Not in
initiative
background anymore,
considered an
Toto.
ability check?
Oh,
I think
it is an
is.
ability check.
Yeah.
It
Initiative
is.
is in fact an ability check.
Damn it.
Well, I rolled a
Curse
4 on
him.
my first one, so I was
Yeah.
like, I can't get any worse, but I
think it
rolled a
is.
3 on my second.
I got a 16 and then a 6. So I
Oh.
was like, oh, this is good. Damn it.
Okay,
I
so
got a 5.
Malkov,
That's a total of 4.
Puck,
17.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At disadvantage.
I got a 12 as my disadvantage.
Ghost, or Toast.
And 6.
And Ghost.
7.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, look at Puck
Oh.
go.
Good news for you guys.
It rolled a 2. Oh, it
It
did.
rolled a 2. So, you know what? I've only got. This is what you see. I put it in the Facebook chat, messenger chat. As you hear this voice here, so I'm basically going to give you a description of what's happening now, is the circle in the middle. You see that as that tunnel elongates out and everything kind of weird shifts in dimension. Behind that circle is definitely a university library that you recognize as a bibliotheque's design. Crawling in front of that circle, not from it, in front of that circle, is this mechanical creature that seems to be able to navigate this warping material with ease, almost like it has been sent to interfere. The grey and white or ice stuff is like almost material, weird kind of formed material. The purple is empty space of different like fluxing flows and energy. Is the idea that you get, that you kind of need to stay on the grey to without falling off. Basically, there is no up, there is no down. As everyone else's consciousness kind of starts to align as well. Puck, you're up first.
Hearing the word Star Alaska, Puck is probably not panicked, but he is very
So I will
cautious.
move you just over one. You wouldn't have heard that. Hero was the one that heard that.
Okay. Very unsure then, but seeing what looks like that looks like our exit. I can see through there the bookshelves, and there's a big thing in the way. Probably draw the sword, and I'll speak the command word, and it'll burst into that kind of red first, then turns green flame. And I'm going to flick the mask on, and it's a bonus action to ignite, which means I can still only move. Oh, I guess I'll just move and use. Oh, no, I'll move to there, and then with my action, I will shoot it with the hand crossbow.
Nice. As you pull out your sword, you notice that it kind of almost becomes two swords into one, and then two swords in the other direction, and then ignites up the top. And it's almost like the physical plane doesn't hold fully here. And you pull out your crossbow and go for an attack roll, please.
That's not a disadvantage, is it? Because that's not a skill check. Yeah. It's a natural 20.
Nice.
But I can't put sneak attack into it, so it's only going to be 8 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing. You 8 points of piercing. You shoot your crossbow, and you see as it goes, it almost kind of like glitches to the side and then glitches back and makes contact with this thing. And it kind of takes the hit. You can see that it can physically be hit by damage. Let me just check quickly.
I think it's technically radiant as well. Radiant damage as well, if that means anything.
Yeah, I was just checking any of that. No, that definitely hits it, makes contact, does a little bit of damage, and this thing kind of crawls, almost like using the warp as a webway, and just kind of turns around to face you.
I think that's going to have to be the end of my turn.
Okay, Ghost, you are up as you find yourself on this weird rock formation on the other side of the map.
By the hosts, is this normal here? What the fuck is? Yep, cool. Drop the briefcase I'm holding and use my action to pull out an envy.
Yes, I should have known you were going to do that. 2 seconds, I'll get the token.
That's all right. Take your time. There are many other things to do other than peer over this gap, decide that doesn't look safe, and then meander my way probably over this way.
Okay, so before you jump across that gap,
Oh,
give me a Arcana check, please.
I will.
I'm just going to move you back.
That's a disadvantage. Oh, that could have been so good, but it's cocked as hell. Come on. 2 15s. Okay, that's good. 21.
21. That is enough to look at this kind of like plateau that you want to jump to, and you can see that it kind of like stretches and squishes, and then you kind of almost imagine it being as close as possible, and you take the step across and you can finish a movement.
Okay. Oh, that didn't feel good. That's fine. Envy's taking the same run.
Yeah, Arcana or Intelligence for her.
I don't believe those are any different. That's a nat 1.
That one. Envy goes to make the jump and can't quite grasp the concept of distance in this place.
And I'm frozen again. That's really cool.
No, we can still hear you.
Oh, cool.
She is frozen in space as she tries to make the jump, and then just almost gives like a little jump, which you know is not far enough, and is suspended here, and will have to end her turn.
Okay. Oh man, this place isn't fun. That's all I got.
All right, Hera, you're up. Jalu coming up after.
Yeah. Looking at this thing, I'm not really Hera doesn't know, but Dale's not convinced any of the spells are gonna do any fucking damage to this thing. So I guess we'll move forward.
That's one way
a
to
little
find
bit.
out.
Yep. So I'm going to test the waters, I suppose. Okay, 68. I'll just, with the staff, grab it with 2 hands, slam it onto the ground, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Hello.
So, wisdom save from him.
+0, so that is 13.
Okay, so that is. He's taken damage, hasn't he? From
It has,
before.
yes.
Oh, fuck. Shocking rolls. 7 necrotic damage.
All right. As you toll the dead, and I think we've done it with the bell before as well. It kind of encapsulates it, and the reverberation starts happening. But you see that the other rocks around this place start reverberating as well. It's almost like casting magic within magic is going to cause some weird kind of off effects. You see that it kind of shakes a little bit, and some bolts and stuff fall off, but not as much as you had expected. It seems to have taken half damage to necrotic. Basically, because it is basically all machine. A little bit of rust shows up. Anything else you'd like to do?
The type of damage I can do it's also probably not going to work. But the only way I can try that is by using a very high level spell slot. Okay, no, I suppose. I will just sort of move myself over the square, so I'm sort of like standing by the edge, and I'll get ready to. I'll get ready to jump over that next turn, but I'm not gonna try and jump over it yet.
Okay. Sure. Jalu, you're up.
Being, I guess, somewhat wary about going into this teleportation circle, never been. I was kind of on edge a little bit, so hand was already on the hilt of the sword. And then I see this thing, I see, parking all this stuff, and I'm like, I got to get there. So Julie is going to start running, and then in his mind kind of realizes he's not going to make it, but he needs to make it. And he just in his mind starts going a bit faster. So practically speaking, I'm going to use my psi-powered leap, which bonus action, I get a flying speed, twice my walking pace. So I start going, and they're like, it's all because all this magic and everything's going weird, and so he just. I imagine it kind of looks a bit like running on the moon, like sort of each step just goes a little bit further. So I'm pretty sure that means that I can make it like right in to to get in there. So I'm going to like take this leap. In the middle of my last one, I ignite the blade and just come to bring it down as a swing. So after all that, let's hope that it actually hits.
Nice. So you didn't cross any of these weird intercepts bits, and I reckon as you're running and doing these leaps as well, like you almost leave a shadow of yourself behind, like those slow motion, like boop 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 boop.
Yeah.
And then it catches up with you really fast and propels you into a leap. What was the attack
Awesome.
roll?
10 plus 8, so 18.
18. You bring your sword down, and it goes ping onto this thing, and does not do any damage as it turns its head towards you.
And so having brought it down, I'll then, with my second attack, then just kind of try and twist a second way down and see how we go. Oh, that's better. That is a 27. No, sorry.
That'll hit. Now do your damage.
25.
That's still fine.
Yeah. For 7 plus, that is 12 points of magical something damage. What is it? Radiant damage, I think.
Nice.
And I'm also going to just revved up, going to put in the my psionic strike into it as well, which is an extra D8. So so 2. So that's another 6 points of I don't even know what kind of damage this is yet.
I imagine it's psychic.
It's force damage.
Oh, force.
So
Nice.
12 points of radiant plus 6 points of force damage.
You better be careful. The Lucas group will come after you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool that it's called force damage.
Yeah. Yeah. That first hit hits the solid metal. It almost feels like the metal that you have seen Barlin work with. And it but you see a gap, twist your sword around and get up in there, and you do a bit of damage to it. Anything else from you?
Yes. Whenever I do that, I get to make a telekinetic thrust. So bringing it in with the two hands, and kind of as the hit goes, I just open my palm a little bit. So he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Right, that is better than wisdom.
Yeah.
That is a total of 15.
Yeah, I needed a 13. That's all right. And just locked in place now, just guard up, ready to go.
When you open your palm and push, it's almost like you feel this world around you. You feel completely foreign here. This is not your wheelhouse. This is not anything. But when you cast that telekinetic push, you feel almost like the whole world was pushing with you. And it kind of gives you that strength of mind as well. It didn't move it, but you kind of felt like, oh, hold on a second. I'm manipulating the world around me here. Molokov.
All right. Cool. I am gonna move towards him, trying not to cross these weird ass stretchy barriers. So you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not there. One down. 6.
Nice.
Cool. And I can't help but notice that this guy's made of metal.
He sure is.
So Molokov pulls a chain, and as he's running, and he looks very similar to the magic missiles, but as they strike, you see it's these almost molten ball bearings that sort of melt into this thing, and I'm casting heat metal on it.
Yes, nice.
So no save because there's nothing he can drop. So
Nope.
I will just deal 9 points of fire damage to it.
9 points. You see that kind of melt into it, and it kind of like starts to notice that this metal heating up definitely does full damage.
Lovely. I was hoping that it wasn't resistant to fire.
It is not.
Lovely.
And is that concentration?
It is concentration.
Nice.
And then I will give myself some temp HP, and that'll be my turn.
Very nice. So as you cast this heat metal on it, it's writhing around. It's going bolts coming at it, swords coming at it, trying to get pushed around. It definitely is taking damage, but it knows it is here for a job. You see that it is focusing, and those eyes light up red on the sides, and they kind of focus in on you, Molokov, that is casting heat metal on it. And it will attempt... Yeah, it's going to use this. Yes. Faces you, Molokov, and as the metal heats in itself, again, the reality around it is kind of shifting, and then you see that energy almost narrowing in towards you, and it's going to use force beam towards you.
Ooh.
So you need to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, cool. I will definitely be using... I think I have to use my reaction. Oh, Jesus, you're already rolling dice. I don't like that.
Clearly isn't a save or
It
suck.
sounded like so many dice. Hang on. I do have to. So I will use my reaction to add my shield's bonus, which is now +3
For
to
dexterity
whatever
save.
this is. Yeah. So it'd be a total of +4 to a 6, so a 10.
Oh, that's sadly not enough, as this
Yeah, I
heated
don't
metal
imagine it was.
beam of energy fires towards you, and you feel it go through you. And you will take 27 points of damage.
Holy moly!
And then
27 points of damage.
I'm sorry.
it will
Not
use
okay.
its movement to phase shift next to you.
It's half that for the con save, right?
I was
So-
sorry, Reese.
14.
As it happens,
Yep.
I'm going to. I'm going. This is before the phase shift. I'm just going to
Yep.
throw up a protective field. Like just again, all this stuff's going on. So I'm just going to shoot out a protective field around, which is it's not going to be much, but it's going to reduce the damage by. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
It's only reducing it by 6 points.
I will
damage,
take
basically.
that happily. Thank you, sir.
But that was my
Oh,
reaction.
here we go. I can do this now.
Yay!
Yeah. I thought I should say because I was like, no, I'm going to do that before. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then it will phase shift next to you. Now, this is considered a movement if you'd like to take an opportunity attack.
no, because that was my reaction. So
Understood.
Yep.
So, they fly now? They fly now. As everyone is watching there's having some attacks are going in, this weird thing, you're still trying to find your feet on the ground, and you just see this thing force this beam of energy through Molokov as he takes a massive hit, and that's when out of the corner of your eye you're checking that circle, and it's almost forming a bit of a clearer picture of these big tall bookshelves and arcane desks and stuff of this grand university, but then it blurs and it becomes that marble hall again of Krona Peak, and then it changes again as everything underfoot begins to warp once more, and this happens.
Whoa!
So anyone that is not on ground, which I don't think is any of you,
Just envy.
who is already suspended, nothing needs to be done. As the lair action happens, Puck, top of the round, you're up.
Yeah, watching this beam just shoot straight past me, and then having the entire world shift on me is very confusing. But the objective is clear. I still have to get across to him. Far out. Well, my new sword is useless because I can't actually get to this guy. I think I'm going to have to just shoot him. I can move close, but what's the point? I'll have to jump over the thing as well, so it doesn't really matter. I'll move 5 foot in so I'm not making a shot at disadvantage. And then
Cool.
I'll hand crossbow shoot.
Go for it.
That is another natural 20.
Get in there.
That's ridiculous. This
That'll
time I can
be
add sneak attack
advantage as
though.
well. Yes.
It's not advantage, it's just I get to do sneak attack.
Yes, because someone's next to
So
it.
my sneak attack is 4d6 now, I think. Sneak attack is 4d6. So what's that? That's 24 plus.
Cool.
24 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1. Okay. 24 plus 34. 24, 40 plus 4. So Is that right? 45 points of damage.
Oh, massive hit.
Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the natural 20 as well.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Actually, sorry. I think it's even more. So it's technically becomes 5d6. So that's
Because your
that's
weapon.
30
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
5. It's 35, and then plus 16.
51.
Yeah.
51. So this is not a how do you want to do this, but in Puck's head, how does this shot happen? And take some creative liberties with it, because as he fires it, almost the subconscious of Puck makes it a reality in this weird space in time.
Yeah, as it kind of travels through, it goes through a few of these sort of ethereal, magical energies. So everything's just, the world's just shifted. Puck is pretty singularly focused on taking this thing out. He probably doesn't even notice that the teleportation sort of destination seems to be shifting around a little bit. But yeah, the shot goes through these things, and as it comes through, like, it changes from like a little crossbow bolt to like a giant spear to like a flying dagger. And when it finally does connect, it goes like, because the last little part of that journey is through this thing. It just sort of like is like rapidly changing from thing to thing to thing to thing, and it hits like a like a ton of bricks. More like a giant thrown axe or something instead.
Love
it. Just
and
winks
it
out of
just rips
existence.
through. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, massive damage. Great shot. Anything else on your turn?
I'll shoot again.
Nice.
It won't be a particularly amazing thing, but
hey Jed, use your loaded 20 dice.
yeah. Well, you know what? It was the same one, so I'm that's a 13 plus for the rating crossbow, 13 plus 9, so that's a 22 to hit.
That'll hit. Give
and
me damage.
then 10 points of piercing.
Nice. Again, the second shot just follows through. Maybe even part of that shot is the two shots there. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, though?
I don't think so, because moving puts me across danger, and I think I'm just going to stay.
Okay, cool. Hera, you see the world warp around, and suddenly this beam hits Molokov and everything, and Puck is just fired off. And by the way, everyone sees this change of arrow that happens. That Puck had in the back of his mind. So you see this thing, and you didn't know Puck was capable of firing a, Scorpion ballistic missile through this thing. But it is your turn.
Missed me.
I believe it's ghosts.
Oh, sorry, Ghost. It's because you're under.
Right, I too am also unaware of the fact that Puck could fire, Scorpion ballista rounds. But I'm like, oh, that was excellent. And how the fuck did I end up here? Okay. And run forward towards Jalug. My full movement.
Yep.
I'd be like, this definitely isn't normal. Good thing for a Monday. Take a shot with a pistol.
Nice. Roll hit.
I will. Nah. How's an 11 sound?
11 does not hit, as the bullet kind of almost just dissolves.
Fighting a big metal slime,
nothing.
if you wanted to know.
Phases out before it and continues on past it. I'll take
Mute
a second
yourself
shot.
again.
Yeah, because we tried to teleport and Hera failed away from trailers instead, and suddenly.
This is good.
It was like
I wasn't
Cool-
paying
cool
any
story.
attention, and now I know what's happening.
Cool story, Ian.
Oh no! Didn't even realize.
We're finding a
You could
big
have said
story with
much
Spider,
worse
if you
things,
want to
mate.
know.
Bloody Reese, we just wanted to get to Sean. You just
So the first shot phases out too early, and I kind of like readjust, take half a pace back, and fire again. I got a natural 20.
Yes, here we go.
So this time the shot phases out immediately as it leaves the gun, and you just see it phase back in right in front of the creature's face.
Nice.
Let's roll some damage. How
Yeah,
does
go
this
for
work with the pistol, right? I think this is the
So
first time it's happened.
max
So-
damage
Yeah.
which will make it explode. So you get max damage
Yeah.
plus your normal dice plus the
Yep.
exploded dice.
Cool. The exploded dice doesn't max?
No, it is already max once.
Yeah, gotcha.
If you roll a 10 again, it will explode again.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But
So
you can't automatically do that.
that makes sense. And the explosion damage is another D10?
Yes.
Okay, so 10 plus 5, 15 plus a weapon and an explosion. Okay. So that's a 3, so it doesn't explode. I definitely cut
I'll
out.
wait to the You're back now.
Hey, where did we get up to? Was I doing math?
What was your total damage?
27 points of piercing explosive damage.
Nice. This thing just blows a hole in the side of this thing. You're definitely hurting it. That's for sure.
Woo! And then I'll look back and come on, girl, snap out of it. Let's see if Envy can continue moving.
So you look back at Envy, and she's floating, just in this weird space in between solid bits, and she needs to make another Arcana or Intelligence check.
It's not good for her. It's -2, so that's 0.
Yeah. You see her almost starting to, in your head, float off a little bit, and just start to get. She's suspended in time, basically.
Yeah.
But now it is Hera's turn.
Alrighty. I panicked when Molotov got that big hit, and then I remembered that Molotov's like 3 times as strong as I am, so that's probably not like 2/3 of his health gone, sort of thing. So probably a little bit less panicky, to be fair. But I didn't need to get over, so I'm gonna go for the. See if I'm gonna go for the small jump, and I'm gonna try and cross this little passageway.
Yep. You go for the small jump, and you like you're trying to focus on something. You see that it kind of grows and shrinks. And I need you to make the Arcana check before you make the jump.
So that'll be disadvantaged.
That is a check, yeah.
Come on, boys. Arcana. It's gonna be an 11.
Oh, Hera, you need a 12.
That's
And you find yourself suspended in between these two, and your turn ends.
my turn ends. I'm just floating.
Back here. Yep. As you go to make the jump, and then suddenly this rock just keeps moving further and further away from you, and you're in the air, and in your head you're still headed towards that, and you still think you can make it, but to everyone else here is just stopped in the floating.
Oh, it's worth it. Yeah, fuck, I barely even used it. As I am like sort of caught in that floating sort of moment, I'm gonna look down to my hand where I've been picking at the phone, sort of see the mark that I've been picking in, and I'm gonna squeeze my hand, and I'm gonna use the hand of fate, and I'm gonna re-roll one of the d20.
Go for it.
Ah, fuck! It still fails.
I believe you need to make a save now.
Yeah. Good on the save.
Good on the save. You look down your hand and you think to yourself, if you like to just make this, then maybe we could succeed. And you reach out and you don't feel anything. It's almost like the presence isn't capable of being here, but you don't know whether that's true or not. You just feel actually
That's what it feels.
you feel alone.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. Cool. Cool. Yep.
Jalou,
Let's.
you're up.
I'm going to start moving, but like that warping and stuff has kind of mucked up my. I was concentrating, thinking of oh cool, like my this is coming good, and I realize as I sort of move, heading towards like the central part, and I realize I'm no longer like doing that big jumping thing, and I'm not going to make it. So I'm going to sort of move in and just pull out my crossbow, and so I'm going to move my 30 feet to the edge of that big central circle.
Give me a perception check as well.
Yep. Disadvantage. 10 or 11, so perception minus. And 9? Yeah. Oh, no, plus
9. It's not.
No, sorry, 12. 12.
12. Okay, it's not super high, but as you kind of run and you're pulling out your crossbow, you hear just from your left ear those morning birds starting to chirp, and it's almost like you can hear the reality of if you step into the circle, you will finish the teleportation.
All right. Getting close, then I will. Yeah, I will see, and looking down, it's like, the books and stuff is starting to seem a bit more solid in there compared to the weird crap that's going on. But I'll pull myself up, sort of trying to hold that space. And I'm going to take a shot with my crossbow. So
go for it.
Probably. Cool. 21.
That hits. Go for damage.
Yeah. And 11. No, 11. Sorry.
Points.
No, 7.
So,
And just
nice.
normal. Yep.
Better damage. Like it. Anything else from you?
No, I think that's my movement and stuff. I'm just going to sort of be there, maybe ready to go the next bit, but just holding that space, I guess.
Yep. You can start to smell that old bookstore smell, and like things are becoming more tangible again, which makes sense in your head. But Molokov, after being hit with this thing, and it has almost appeared next to you, and it is focusing its gaze down on you.
Yeah. Big scary boy. I did pass my con save, so I think I'll start by bonus action. The sort of molten bits flare up again,
Nice.
and I will deal 5 points of fire damage to him.
Love it.
And then I think, while I've got him right here, I will take 2 swings at him.
Go for it.
Won't try and do anything fancy with it. We've got a dirty 20 and a 21.
Both will hit.
Lovely. Where are you? Oh, D8s are there. Of course they are. So 3 and 3, so 14 points of damage total. Thunder.
Thunder and the thunder. 14. No. Full hit. Bang! You see the metal reverberate as well as it's being melted as well. Full damage.
Lovely. And I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk, and I will take a step back over here because I've seen Hera get frozen in time, so I want to move a little bit closer.
Yep.
So I assume that'll be an opportunity going to there.
Oh yes, it sure will. So it is going to use. All right, yeah, there. It's going to use a 4-leg attack, as in like forearm 4-leg attack, not 4 attacks.
I believe that
Oh,
with
buddy.
the new heat metal, that's a disadvantage.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. It's with the old heat metal.
Oh, as well, same spell. Yeah, sure.
Disadvantage
Yeah.
is fine. It does a 24 hit.
Holy moly. It almost looks like it will before Molokov pulls his shield up and the
you're
arcane
kidding me.
energy extends out, giving me an AC of 25.
Oh, as this big metal forearm comes out, just slashes at you. You pull out the shield, and almost the shield kind of grows in size as well in this warped reality, and you negate the 15 points of damage it would have done to you as it smashes against your shield.
Cool. And I will just move 25 more feet south. Trying not to cross. Well, actually, probably not that far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, 5. So I'll go to there.
Nice. And now, similar to Jalud, you can start hearing that tangible reality of, and you recognize like 1 or 2 of the bird sounds as, that's that kind of bird that is always around the uni and stuff like that, and it feels like home. Cool. That brings us to its turn.
Cool.
And I think that big shot has taken its attention as it turns to Puck and aims at you and goes for a force beam dexterity save, please.
He is pretty dexterous. All right.
Yes, I did
save.
double consider this.
That's a 24.
24 will pass the check, so that'll be half damage. Half the 24 is 12 points of damage.
And I will half that again with
Nice.
uncanny dodge. That was good. Yeah, uncanny dodge.
Very, very good. The force damage. What is? Can you make 2 more? Yes. It's going to then come in between all of you as a phase shift, and make 2 more melee attacks. 1 for Puck, 1 for Jalug.
She'll again
So
get a
Puck
disadvantage.
will be. So okay, so Puck, that's a 11 plus. So 22 to hit.
Yep, hits.
That will be 12 points of slashing damage.
Oof. Yep.
And then Jalug at disadvantage, 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
It's slashing out now, and you guys kind of duck and weave under it. As it does and misses you, Jalug, it stabs its arm into the ground, and as it does, the ground crumbles and then reattaches itself as once more we change. Did that work?
Got just a little tippy toe on the edge there, Puck.
So I was just checking, and then I'm like, oh, we moved it again anyway.
So everyone is still on ground. Very nice. Puck, you're
But
up.
you ended up going back to the same map we were just on. Was that intentional?
Oh, has it not caught up? Hold on.
It rotated and
It
then
shifted
moved
and then
again.
shifted back.
Yeah.
So that's right. The circle should be bottom left.
Yep.
Cool. Puck, you're up.
Yeah, I was just moving, being like, am I still on something? Yes, I'm still on solid ground.
Yeah.
Cool. Puck is going to now he's just gonna finally, the sword, which has been burning in his hand for a moment, is finally gonna get a swing.
Nice. Light him up.
And not flanking, so I don't get advantage on it, but it is a regular roll. Oops, if I could get it in the thing.
Regular roll.
Do it.
A regular roll.
Do it.
And
Do it.
oh, it's not a 20. It's not a 20. But with the flame tongue plus 8, that's a modified 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and that is I'm using my sneak attack. That is 7d6 damage.
Ooh.
All right. Does fire damage or mean anything different, or it's just regular?
Fire damage will not. It's not resistant to it, but it's not extra.
Yeah, cool. All right, I will not tabulate it differently then. 10, 15, 15, 21, 22 plus 5, 22 plus 5. Yeah, 27 points of total damage.
Very good. Solid hit. Carves off one of the legs.
Yep, and then mask to mask, staring this thing down, shoot it with my hand crossbow. That's my bonus action.
Nice.
That is a 2 to hit. Well, sorry, I rolled a 2, so I don't think that will hit, even
Yeah.
with a plus 9.
That will not.
Yep.
Hit.
All good. That's my turn.
Cool. Going toe to toe with this thing. Ghost, you see again, the world has shifted around. Puck dodged out of the way of this beam, and you're up. Muted.
Yep. Don't have much else to do except sort of yell out as I run forward without crossing a barrier. So I don't want to do that. Whoa,
Nice.
we're killing it or leaving. Take another 2 shots directly over Jaluk's
Nice.
shoulders. That is a 24 to hit
That'll hit. Give damage.
and a 23 to hit. I just thought I'd do both at the same time.
Both will hit. Go for it.
So close. Plus 5, right? 14 points piercing damage.
Yep.
And I rolled a 10. So 15
Yes.
plus
Yep.
1. 16 points of damage.
Nice. So as this bullet flies through the air, the second one hits the exact same place and causes them to hit against each other and explode in the creature. That was good damage.
Again. That's a 10.
Envy is just floating in space. 10 total.
Damn it. Yeah.
12 is what you need. As Envy can't quite grab the concept of which way is which, and is suspended in space.
Poor girl.
Anything else?
Cool. I will holster my pistol and pull out the cube of force.
Oh. I like where this is going. Hera, you're up. Make me a Arcana check, please.
Check. Disadvantage.
As Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies is playing, it's Ghost and Envy and Hera just floating.
Arcana. 17.
Yeah, you only need a 12. You realize where that place you want to land is, and it's right under you. You don't know what has gone on, but everything has changed, and you should have just landed straight away. And you see the rest of your party up above this thing, and in front of you is that portal that as soon as you touch that, you will arrive in Shan. But you can't shake that feeling of you were left alone. And all your friends are over there. And then you kind of snap back into it.
Yeah, I'll move myself forward. Probably up next to the portal, sort of be in that, like it's right there. I could just be gone, safe, and then probably look up and see Molotov and the rest of my friends about leaving friends and whatnots. I'm not alone. We are together. I think I don't know if it's going to do the damage, but it might at least restrict them a little bit. Yep, I'm gonna. Yeah, no, I think I will do that. Let's see. Distance 90 feet. There. I will, in this sort of weird magical, everything's a little bit off and whatnot. I'm gonna reach to like the back of my head and just start pulling and pull the other hand out. There's this sort of yellowish strand, like a thick sort of rope, starts coming almost like out of from the back of my spine, back of my head, sort of thing. And I'm just gonna slam down as this just keeps on until this massive whip slams down onto the mechanical thing, and I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip.
Oh, yes. As you pull this energy out and just, you put a whole lot of rage into this thing, and your psychic energy, and everyone else can see this. You can see the arcane happening around Hera, and it whoosh, goes down. Is that an attack roll?
It is a intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I can tell you one thing for certain. With a -4, this thing is not intelligent. $11.
11, that is going to fail.
Nice.
So it will take 3d6. I'm a little worried it's not going to fucking do as well, but it's a fucking good roll. That's 15 psychic damage.
Oh, love that. Love that.
Um,
And there's this
as
yellow energy. Go on.
I was going to say, as this whip sort of just cracks down onto the back of it, and like the tongue of the whip sort of wraps around a couple of the arms. On its next turn, it must choose whether it makes a move, an action, or a bonus action. It can only do one. As I'm
That's big.
wrap it like round my wrist and sort of just yank and hold it into a place.
Do you need to do anything else for that?
Yeah, I will need to make a save. Fuck. DC 15. Okay, yep. I just make the save.
You cast this whip out and wrap it around, and almost with your full psychic energy, you are holding onto this thing, and it is looking back at you, and you feel a strength in you that you could command this thing. You could control this thing because you are smarter than it, and it is trapped with you. No effects, but you feel powerful. That brings us to Jaluk's turn.
Sling the crossbow back, the blade comes out, and I'm going to take 2 attacks. One will miss with a 2 plus whatever, so 10, the 18 plus, so 26 for one hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Which does, nice. 12 points of radiant damage, and I'm going to action surge. And
Nice.
two more swings. I'm pretty sure both of those are going to miss. A 16 is the highest.
Yeah, no, that misses. But you clang against the metal and stuff, but you get that damage.
Just continuing.
For this one.
Maybe the blur is continuing to be a bit of a distraction. Oh, actually, cool. I'm going to.
And you can see this whip that Hera has a hold on. It's this energy whip that she's pulled out of nowhere. You can definitely see it.
I'm going to use my saving face thing, which allows me to add bonus for the people that are within 30, which I think is now +4. So
2, 3, 4. Yep.
that makes it a 20 to hit.
That'll hit them.
Yeah. Cool. Another 12 points of damage. So on that first one hits, the next 2 miss, and then the last one just this is getting embarrassing. So big swing and
Yep.
nail that one.
Nice. As almost like Hera has this mind whip on it and pulls it down into one of your blows and cuts up through it. Big damage. It's starting to falter, and you can see it kind of panicking / doesn't know where to look now. It got sent for a job, and it is not achieving that.
Yeah. Awesome. Actually, I guess bonus action. I'm going to that inspiration, everything going around. I'm going to use my psionic recovery to power myself up again and just regain.
Love it.
One of my dice, but that's it.
Love it. Molotov. Hera's doing some cool shit.
So is Jalug. I always loved the Psi-Fighter. It's so cool to see it doing what it does. Right. So I think more so to give Puck the advantage next turn, I'm gonna move down sort of here. That would be flanking.
Yeah.
I will flare up the
yes.
heat metal again for 7 points of fire damage.
It's helping.
And then I will take 2 swings at it.
Go for it.
So we have a 17.
No.
And a 18.
No, unfortunately. Is it against it?
Right. That's right. Get him, Puck.
Unfortunately, before Puck goes, this thing needs to choose, doesn't it? Does it get out of trouble, or does it cause some damage? I'm going to roll for it. All right. Reese as the DM knows what's coming next, but it will flick its head round to Hera as almost like a rabid animal trying to be controlled by this whip, and it is going to take that energy and fling it straight back down the whip towards you, and it's going to force beam to you and choose not to move.
Ooh-wee.
And that's a dexterity save, please.
Dexterity save. And that's a 16.
Okay. So with a DC of 16, you almost catch this energy and you feel it hitting you, but you almost embrace it into this mind whip as well. So you take half damage at 21 points of damage.
Is that's
halved?
Halved that?
That's halved. Cool.
5d10 this thing has.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But then you almost may grip onto the whip and keep it in place as you see it try to shift, and then it doesn't, and it's almost like it has to obey you. and that has to be its turn. It does have one thing up its sleeve, although it's not controlling it, as you feel the world shift once more. And it looks like luck of the draw, Jalug. Make a Arcana check, please.
This is.
I was like, no way we can go 4 rounds without anyone going on this map that I made.
That's a disadvantage, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
And
an 8.
An 8. You got a couple of awesome blows in that time, and you're learning to like move in this world, and you're feeling your feet, and then everything seems to slow, and things don't move, and you kind of lose track of time, and everyone else just sees Jalug frozen and just start to float.
Yep.
But that's top of the round with Puck.
Yep.
Flanking.
Puck's going to notice that, and in his mind, that best defense is good offense. So he's just going to take that advantage that he's got, and he's going to make a swing.
Yep, go for it.
19 on the dice. So that's a 20.
Yep, that'll hit.
I think it is. Yep. All right, and then my big attack. There's some good numbers there. All right, so 10, 20, 30, 34 plus 5, 39 points of damage total.
39 puts the dojo, carve up this thing, and another leg flies off into the abyss. It's on its it's faltering. It looks like it's falling to pieces.
Were you about to say
Yeah,
it's on
another
its
attack?
legs?
I was about to say it.
Yeah, good.
I do have another attack. I have a hand crossbow attack.
All right, go for it. If you choose.
Yeah. If it's not dead. That's a...
Me looking at these hit points over here, I'm just like, what are you going to do?
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 9 points of radiant.
It's still standing. Crossbow bolt goes in there.
Yep. I'm staying here. Apparently I'm in a safe spot, so...
You are, yes. You like look down and you see that your feet are kind of on the edge of this thing, and you're just like, don't think about it, don't think about it.
Yep. Puck's like, I've been in worse. I've been hanging off the side of a building. I'll be okay.
Yep. Cool, Ghost.
I think that's my turn.
Cool. Seeing everything shift and looking at this thing kind of standing on now, I imagine 3 legs and kind of faltering, reaching for the cube of force, goes, nah, too close. I'll take a dash up sideways, not a dash. I'll run up this way and unhook and swing the railgun, the coil gun, around to the front.
Oh, yes.
And just launch a full strike of that. This is one of those things where I wrote it down somewhere, and I can't remember. 40-10 is the full charge. It does more on construct?
Yeah, there's a construct.
It is a construct. Sorry, 2 seconds. This is something I should actually have written down physically as well.
All good, all good.
There it is. Nope. There it's not. There it is. Nope. I make it with advantage if they're made of metal. There we go.
There you go. And it definitely is made of metal, and it's still being heated.
Oh no, it's not good. That's a plus 8, 14 to hit.
It could be the shot that does it, but unfortunately,
it's not.
You take aim and let out a shot, and it kind of just almost curves in a way that shouldn't curve in the space, and goes wide.
Screw it. And I smack the side of the coil, and that final spark releases. I'll just use that extra attack feature. That's better. That's a 23 to hit
That'll make contact.
for 1d10. And
10. Nice. This thing falls off to the side. You see its legs misplace on these, like it now doesn't even know where to stand, and it kind of starts suspending itself in the air, and it's scrambling.
damn it, girl.
Oh,
That's a nat 20, so an 18 on the intelligence save.
the camera like cuts to the paws getting down onto the ground. Unfortunately, I've got some bad news for you. She's on a rock that is isolated, but can now take her turn.
Yep, she's just gonna run and jump over the next gap.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I know that Envy doesn't have a conscious per se,
Yeah.
but no time has passed. This is that same jump she made. She's landed and she's gone, I've got to make the next one. Run, 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 jump, go for a Arcana check.
0.
And it just stops again in the air. Oh, poor Envy.
Not even sure if we're gonna be able to get her out of here at this point. That's
Well,
all right. We'll figure it out.
Hera, you're up.
Yep. So the whip would have faded away at the end of his turn.
Okay.
Lasts for a round. So move a bit closer. So it goes to there. And he seems distracted by the. I suppose actually, did I feel like the damage that I put through with that whip all went through?
Yeah, there's no resistance there.
Okay, cool. In that case, I think I will do that. Yeah, 'cause I don't think we need those things today, technically. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna stare at this creation, this construction, and sort of focus in onto its eyes and try and like look beyond, almost like looking into the mind of a person, but know that I'm looking into the like electronics and hardware and I'm gonna start casting I'll put both hands around the staff and start sort of whispering and muttering unto myself. And probably because of where we are a little bit, only he's really supposed to see it, but because of the weird magical, almost little flashes of like a factory type environment start appearing around, and lots of dismantled versions of the same creature spread and pulled and being picked for parts, as he can see what is essentially a garbage disposal unit for unwarranted robots anymore, and I'm going to cast Phantasmal Killer.
Oh, fuck yes. Nice.
So
Is that a
I'm
save?
going to tap into his. I believe
What a spell.
it is. It makes a Wisdom saving throw.
That is plus 0, so 4 total.
So it is going to take. So he's going to take 21 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls for the duration.
Irrelevant. How do you want to do this with your magic semi-becoming reality as well in this weird space?
Yeah, it'll almost. I guess at that point it'll be like, in his mind, these sort of factory arms, like he's on a conveyor belt sort of thing, will just start coming down and just and like unbolting bits of him and pulling him apart as you guys just see him just like an arm will just sort of the bolts will start falling out and it just sort of disassembles and the chip just eventually just gets pulled out and it just shuts down.
Yeah, as these, like, you guys kind of get glimpses of this fantastical imagery of these cranes and stuff pulling him apart. But I reckon even the creature itself starts prodding and unscrewing bolts, and then that last leg reaches up into its chip and just falls and floats in this void. The creature is dead. But the trouble is not over. Anything else you'd like to do here?
I suppose I've moved already a little bit to get over there, but I will move one more, just an extra 5 feet, like sort of backing up towards the circle, looking up to them, and I guess just shouting out, just being like, "Come on, we got to get out of here."
All right, Jalou, make me an Arcana check, please.
Yes. Oh, damn it. It's a 15 or a 5, so it's a 5.
Can I help with him? Can I help? Using my
And
grappling...
which way?
Yeah, I want to use my grapple gun to shoot and like latch that onto him.
Yep, you can do that. I'll say you can do that on your turn.
Yep.
Okay.
And secure him, or you can assist with his Arcana roll and make him realize that he can touch the ground.
My intention was to help the action.
Yeah, you can help. Go with advantage.
Okay,
Which
so
will just
that'll
be a straight roll, I believe.
That'll be straight roll. I can't remember. I rolled 2 at the same time, so I'll just roll.
Do a
again.
new roll.
Yeah.
Roll.
That's a 5 again.
So 5 again. Your grappling hook. I'll say this part. Your grappling hook goes around him.
Yeah.
But Jalou, you don't get the sense that this is happening. You're just still kind of almost imagine what could your powers do here? You could create mountains. You could push worlds apart and so on and so forth. And your turn just kind of continues for an eternity. But Molokov, you are conscious.
Yeah, and I can make it to the portal, but I don't think I want to quite go through yet while we're all so far away. So I think the smart thing to do is I still don't have to cross anything to get there if I go sort of 5, 10, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I think I might as well. I think I will just dash and get right up next to it.
Copy that.
But I won't
As
go through
you,
yet.
cool. You run towards it and you kind of slow down to that jog of like checking on your party members, waiting to get the signal to jump through, and then you see it kind of stretch again because after your turn is when it changes.
Ooh. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Oh, spot on, Molokov. you see the world change, and you check under your feet, and you're still standing on solid ground, as is everyone else. All right, now's the go time. Can we do it? Puck, you're up. You have Jalug in your grapple.
Yes, but is he touching the ground now?
He's still floating.
Okay.
So he has to, because it's an arcane thing, he has to realize that the ground is under him, but
Okay.
your grappling hook is still around him.
Okay. Can I essentially just hold an action to run into the portal if everyone else is ready?
You can.
I will do that then.
Okay. Ghost. You see Puck readying up. He's got his hands on his grappling hook. It's around Jalug. You're standing right next to this thing.
Whoa. One moment, I look over to Envy and I sort of like bend down a little bit and touch the ground. And I might do something a little convoluted here, but I'll see if we can get her to realize that she's standing on solid ground.
Yep. What are you doing?
That roll. So I'm going to use my action and my reaction to do something strange. I'm going to try and like feel the arcane nature of the place we're in, and then I'm going to limit myself, cast silvery barbs on myself, and give Envy the advantage.
I will allow it.
It's real convoluted, but I'll take that 1d4 of force damage, 1d6 of force damage myself. So that's 5 points to me. And Envy got a 12.
Nice. Feet touch the ground and looks up at you, waiting for the command. She can take a full turn.
Well, fucking come on! Gonna run all the way up to 5 feet there.
Going through?
Not just yet. Wait till everyone else is ready.
Because if you end your turn,
it's gonna shift again.
You have to the end of Molokov's turn.
Is there solid ground between me and Envy? Like, can she get to me?
She can.
Okay. I think that's all I need then. So she will dash to me.
That's fine. Right around the edges of this thing, she kind of skips around. I just saw it too, Jed. I was like, oh yeah, that is a little bit purple there. Envy can be next to you, and you grab onto her. My question to you, Ghost, is was that your action and your reaction? Or bonus action?
It was.
So you have no more actions left?
I am completely exhausted of actions.
Understood. Hera, you're up.
Can you move though?
He can,
I
but I don't
can.
think you can hold. He's used his reaction.
Oh yeah. I just mean like he could walk through right now if he wanted to. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, he could. Yes.
I don't mind being last.
Suppose I will walk the safe path up to the edge. See Puck sort of waiting, I guess knowing that we're all supposed to be arriving together. And I will just sort of turn back and look to Molotov and hold my action. As soon as Molotov's there, I'll jump in.
Okay. So far, Puck, no one has done it yet, and you were like, come on! And if that's your holding your action, Jalug, make me an Arcana check to see whether you're aware of what's about to happen, or whether you're going to be pulled from
Hell
teleportation.
yeah.
So, oh, you made it? Nice.
Yeah, 16.
Nice. You touch ground,
Land,
and you've got
yeah.
this rope around you.
Not sure what's happening. Assuming that, like, just in my mind, because I'm big, I am assuming that Puck has grabbed on, because I've seen other people floating and looking weird.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that that's what's happened to Puck, not me.
Yep.
And so I look around, I see the spider has fallen down, everyone's on the edge. I look at Puck, who's kind of like, let's go.
It's probably pointing.
And I'm going through, pulling Puck through. Because I'm
Yep.
in my mind, I'm like, this is what we're doing. Bang. And so I'm
Yep.
moving in, dragging Puck behind me.
You sprint forward and you get that drop of the stomach again as you come back to reality. And Puck, you suddenly feel this tug as you start your run forward, but teleportation magic works faster than movement, and you get yanked forward in full control, but through this teleportation circle. That brings us to you two have disappeared, and Molotov, you're up.
But Ghost, don't get stuck. And I will move 30 feet and almost, I know Hera's using a reaction, but I'll almost like push her through as I jump through as well.
Nice. Both of you zip through, which brings us to the end of Molokov's turn as the map switches. Thankfully,
Bloody
on platform,
beautiful.
you see this thing switch again over there, and you go for your turn.
Ah, Matt. Look, come on, go. I'll jump on and we'll both just run straight into the portal.
You'll run through, and you collapse into the Biblioplex as well, as the rest of you are kind of regaining consciousness, and where you are, you find yourselves in this almost like hallway of books and archives, and you're standing in the circle that is lit up and obviously has that energy dying down around it. You hear the echoes of birds outside chirping and students chattering and such. You feel the sun is starting to come through some of the stained glass windows outside. At the time, there is no one around to greet you. You imagine it is still pretty early morning, but you're kind of on the other side of the continent now, not too sure how much time has passed. You're all kind of reflecting on that time you spent in transit as well. Does that mean you've been gone for days, weeks, hours, minutes? Who knows? You hear a lock unlock, and the doors, two iron doors that reach up 20 feet, open up, and the sunlight streams in, and you all kind of block your eyes a little bit. As ahead of you, you see this as we arrive in Shan, and you level up to level 8.
Holy moly.
Oh.
As we end for the year as well. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, drop us in the level 8. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So let's do hit points and vague idea of what direction we're going now. You can obviously choose bits and pieces in more detail later. So Ghost, you will be up first.
Well, let's roll my 1d8 hit dice. 1d8? Is that what this is?
So as usual, how are we feeling, or how's Ghost feeling? What's the vibe at the moment with the party, within itself? You know, it doesn't have to be an essay, but where's Ghost at personally, and you know, without anyone listening, kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Well, he was quite. I think the last time we leveled up, or we talked about this, he had this like quiet confidence, but then this last bracket kind of broke that down. Of like you're being almost like too much self doubt, too much like trying to make too many changes or not being okay with what he's leaving behind. But then rescuing Halfgar and knowing that even though we didn't like completely fix a problem and there's still stuff happening, we left somewhere better than we found it, and we're still doing good things. And he's definitely like forward driven now, and probably now a lot more focused on trying to learn, trying to get all the right information, talk to the right people, and delve into that real sort of truth-seeking phase. I'm not sure what level I'm going to take here, but I will roll a 1d8 regardless.
Okay.
I'll have to think about it over the break. That's a 6
Yeah.
on the dice.
It's a 6. Very nice. I like it. And yeah, we'll definitely talk. Jed, Puck.
Puck he's probably, there are some reservations about the fact that he never really got to see who this other rogue was, and he's probably a little bit uncertain about that. But I guess he's in his mind kind of that idea of like a best defense is a good offense, and kind of what I said before of like, if we deal with the big problem, hopefully that helps the small problems or the other problems take care of themselves. So he's probably focused on, we're here to deal with this crown and to sort out what's going on with the Emerald Claw, and we'll see what happens. But if he comes across Joseph Keeling, we'll see what happens there as well. But he's got some pent up feelings about that.
Yeah.
And then as far as level and stuff, I think I'm just taking another level in Rogue. And level 8 is an ASI, but I don't need any more ability score improvements. So I'm going to take a feat, and I'm thinking I'll take the sharpshooter feat.
I like. Yeah, have a read, obviously, and let me know what you think. But we don't have to lock it in until first session back, kind of thing. So
yeah,
especially with some other books and stuff being released, and that, like, have a read through of what's there, because there could be something that's quite cool. But I like that idea that he's honing in the idea of dealing that damage.
Yeah, almost like that crazy shot that he did. Is his that kind of ticking through the back of his mind, a bit of training up sort of thing. But yeah, that's where Puck's at.
And I think that's the thing with this experience as well, because we'll obviously play it out of you guys all remember it, but you almost kind of think, did I do that? Like, did that actually happen? Kind of thing. Roll your dice, Jed.
That is a 3 on the D8.
Very good. Jono, Jaloo.
I'm going fighter, and it's ASI, and I think I'm getting stronger. All that giant's finger work is making me feel good from the training. So let's see, a 10 on the D10.
Oh, very good.
All right, that's good. Yeah, that's me. I'm definitely feeling, like that, going through the portal and all the arcane stuff, and a lot of it in your mind. Things are starting to click and coming together about what can happen, and Jalug is feeling, it's interesting because now, up till now with these guys, it was okay. Well, working together because we're both in the same area, and our goals overlapped as far as ending the giant threat and finding Barlin, and then just sort of finishing that off with them in Corona Peak. But now, as I said, like leaving that old mercenary life behind, and he's now in Shan. He's never been. Doesn't really understand who cares. There's some, like, a crown. Kings have crowns all the time. But these guys, it's important. And so he's like, well, this seems like kind of what he's after, that idea of a bigger purpose in life. And so he's he wants to care a bit more, I think.
Love it.
We'll see how we go.
Nice. Ian Molikov.
Yeah, I think Molokov's it's a lot of mixed emotions at the moment.
For sure.
I think first
Especially
of all,
with his arm.
I was going to say spending the time in a city where he's, had a lot of different perspectives on that sort of body modification sort of stuff. and I think that sort of got him a bit scrambled. And then on top of that, he's obviously been watching Hera out of the corner of his eyes slowly go mad, scratching whatever the interior arm and not
Tell me about
sleeping and yeah, a lot of weird things. So I think he's a lot of worry there, and I think on top of all that, being back in the bib, I think that especially will give him a lot of very much a sort of reminder that he's back in Shan, and
Yep.
this reminder that his friend could still be out there,
For sure.
and that we're finally back. I think he's definitely taking another level in Artificer.
Love that.
I don't think it'll be an ability score increase. I think it will also be a feat.
Nice.
But I haven't necessarily decided which I want it to be. I think it'll, I'm tossing up like a Mage Slayer's high in the running.
Yep.
With all we've got ahead, but there's also a couple others that I'm looking at. So we'll see. I'll
Yep.
have a think about it.
Let's chat
I'll roll
about it.
I'll roll my D8 with a 5 on the D8. So brings us up to where do we do that? Manage HP. 40 plus 5. 69. Heyo.
Hey-oh. Nice. And last but certainly not least, Hera. What's going on, bud? You right? You're right.
Yeah, sort of a bit torn. I'm all good. Feeling pretty confident in some ways. Definitely feeling stronger and like we're on the right path. Like we're making a difference. But still, yeah, every now and then little tidbits of like what we just had with that feeling cut off and slightly separate, and just maybe a little bit just pondering where she actually fits into all of this. Excited but scared to be back in Shan. It's a big city. Big cities are dangerous places for people who aren't even looking for trouble, and we're here looking for trouble. So it'll be interesting. I am just going to take another level in Wizard.
Very nice.
Give me an ASI, which I'll probably use to go for a feat. I don't know for sure which feat I'm going to go with, but I'm thinking maybe Spell Sniper.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of extra bit of, hey, I'm all the way over here, don't touch me. But yeah,
Have a read.
Yeah, because it's only spell attacks, not, and a few of mine are spell saves.
Yeah.
So, but alas, I will roll for some HP. Ooh. Oh, 6 on the dice.
Nice. What does that take you to?
$35. Oh, sorry, 35 rolled, so a max of 42.
Ooh.
Thank God for that. At least
It's the meaning of life. Very
Like,
good.
does that mean Jaluk has literally double the HP of Hera?
Yeah, I'm 83.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Nuts.
because my first few that I just made and just took the average minimum, so which is good. I never got low, and I've rolled for the last 3. But yeah, Apparently, my max that I could be, I think, is like 100. Like if everything maxed out, is like 100 and something. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, but look, that's the difference between a wizard and a
Yeah.
fight.
It's all right. You're still all within reach of power word kill, so I'm happy.
Good. Wouldn't want to make it too easy. So.
No, of course not. Of course not. Hey, how was that for a fight in the warp, transporting between
That was
things?
so cool. I love that map.
I was like
We
thinking,
lucked
because I was
out.
like, I had a thought. I was like, it's the last time in Krona Peak, like, because obviously the level up comes with going to Shan. And again, I'm not disappointed, honestly, how you did Snap's thing, but there was stuff in there to fight, to fix, to get through, and so on and so forth. So that was kind of the big fight at the end of Krona Peak. And I was like, I've got to give them something. I was like, I can't just have a dragon crash through the Citadel right before they teleport. And I was like, could Snap go there? But then there's no reason for him to just storm the place at mid-morning, And I was like, I don't want to make it too out of thing. I was like, you know what? How about in between cities? We'll just do it in the warp. And that thing is called a retriever.
Retriever.
Are you sure it was? What kind of metal was it made out of? Just to check.
It was made out of adamantine.
It wasn't golden.
It wasn't golden. Oh. Right, you can level back down to level 7.
Yeah, good.
Hey, that inspiration I gave you at the start of the game?
Yeah.
I can't believe I don't know if anyone got it. I was like, oh come on, it's too obvious.
Horrible.
No, that was really
The
fun.
other thing was fun. It is pretty crazy that as a level 7 party of 5, you have to throw something at us with 300 plus hit points.
300 on the dot.
Yeah.
I really liked it because we all got to do something. Like, part of it was like, man, this thing has got lots of hit points, but like it kind of would have sucked, especially because, and it totally makes sense. We all started in like opposite corners. It really would have sucked if it was like, oh, this thing's got like 100 hit points, and like 2 of us got hit, and everyone else was like, oh, okay. So it was, I really, and the phase shifting and everything moving, like, yeah, it made it to be like a really good, like, yeah. Everyone except for Envy got to do stuff, so that was kind of cool. So,
Hey, Envy did lots.
Environmental stuff is awesome in fights.
Lots of time.
I'll tell you what, though, Ghost, if Envy had been left behind, that wasn't just, pop her out of the suitcase again. Like, that would have been left behind, have to build it from scratch.
Yeah, it is part of the, what am I?
Artificer?
Part of my Artificer subclass that I can recreate her over an hour. It's kind of like the Wizards.
Yeah.